Luton again this Saturday, Paul. How much does the last game at the start of November come into thinking when you're going into Saturday's match?
Well, it comes into it. You would be foolish not to think about it. But I've been asked this question a couple of times this week. How much of an advantage does it give you? The fact you played them 3 weeks ago. I said, well, it does give you some insight into the opposition, but don't forget they've got insight into us also. So there's a plus and a minus to it. They've had a look at us. They've been down here a couple of weeks ago. They're familiar with it. They feel comfortable with having beaten us. So pluses and minuses. But what's important, I suppose, is how we both enter into the game, play it, and that's really what it will come down to. So 3 weeks ago, yeah, there's a pointer in there somewhere or another, but it's not the be all and end all of it. We start again. It's a fresh game and 96 minutes to play.
Is it a different dynamic being a league game rather than a cup game?
Yeah, where there's in a cup game, it's the winner goes through. It's as simple as that. And it takes away some of the I wouldn't say the word mundane, but it takes away the same old feeling you get week after week, which is, the bread and butter. But so an FA Cup game just adds something to the day. But we hope to be just as motivated. No, I don't hope to be. We will be just as motivated. We couldn't be any more motivated than we were in the last game. We gave 100%. We were committed to it. Started actually the game really well and managed not to win. And we'll be looking to start really well again and go on and win the game.
Nathan Jones, in some of his post-match press conferences from the previous game, was disappointed with how Luton started the game and impressed with how Exeter City did first half. So are you expecting them to come out a little bit more high tempo? I
don't know. That's for them to decide. I'm really going into a game focused and committed and playing to plan doesn't necessarily mean high tempo. That you can start a game in all kinds of ways which will be committed, and so being high tempo isn't the only way to play to plan. So he might have another plan involved. Sometimes the opposition has a part to play in it. The fact we started the game so well may have had an impact on how they played, but ultimately they won the game, and that's what we want to do this week. So regardless of the start, it's about scoring more goals than the opposition, and that's our main aim.
Obviously a great result on Tuesday night against Luton Town, and a good performance, and the performances over the past couple of months have been very good as well. How much did the fact that the team got a clean sheet though at Luton Orient and the victory how much confidence does that give you going into Saturday?
It can't harm, and it was an anxious last 10 minutes at Luton Orient off the back of the Carlisle experience. So I think you couldn't be human and not feel some level of anxiety at the end of the game, having experienced that awful feeling leaving the Northwest on Saturday night. So well done to the players. It would have been great if we could have scored a second or third, which we came eminently close to doing so, and would have made life a lot more stress-free. But the reality was we were 1-0 up. We had to hold on. The players did a good job. There were some big moments. Robbie Simpson header under the sort of crossbar, and Jordan Moore-Taylor clearance off the line, and some really good bits of play which did the job. So it does no harm. It's good to get a clean sheet. A 1-0 away win is good for the morale. It's good for spirit, and it's good for the levels of commitment, and it gives you something back for the effort you put in. So it will do us a lot of good, and I hope we can take it into Saturday and have the same kind of mentality when we need it on Saturday.
There was a few things picked out from the Carlisle game and talks with players, and you must have been really pleased to see that come to fruition in the Luton Orient game as well, in terms of the lessons learned in some ways, without going in too much into what was actually said. Yeah, it was. Over the course of the season, there's a process, and you coach, and you can't just flip from one idea to another. You've got to stick to things, and you've got to let it run its course, and you'll see things through. And we've been working on one or two things which came to fruition on Tuesday night. But then the opposition's different. They do something different. You can't just map a game out very often and prophesise exactly what will happen. The players have got to ultimately
make good decisions, be tough when they have to be available to get on the ball, be sharp-minded, be all the whole list of characteristics the team needs, which you can't prophesise that something's going to happen in the 88th minute. Well, they've got to play. There's a plan. There's a system, and ultimately, the better you do in the start of the game, the more chance there is the opposition will change something later in the game. And you've got to be ready for it. You've got to do the job, make good decisions, and that's what we did on Tuesday night. On the whole, we made a lot of small, sensible decisions, and that got us through the game.
I was wondering how the injury update was looking. Obviously, Lee Holmes got knocked unconscious when up at Carlisle, and that was the reason he missed the Leyton Orient game. And Troy Brown was on the bench. He's getting closer to a start as well, isn't he? Yeah,
Troy's getting closer by the day, so he put himself in a situation where he could be selected. We're hoping Lee gets better as soon as possible. I'm not ruling anything out. Liam McAlinden came in and did very well actually, is an understudy and put in a performance which merits his possible selection. So I can't afford to rule people in or out at an early stage. We'll wait till Saturday morning, but we had Ryan Harley and Jordan Tilson back in training this week, and they'll play in the reserves hopefully on Tuesday here at the Cliff Hill, and we're getting players back bit by bit.